If you enjoy this type of content and would like to see more of it and support the channel, feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications. Some places don't just carry history, they hold it, trapping the screams and sorrows of those who once suffered there. Step inside these locations, and you may find that the past isn't dead. It's waiting for you. Story 1. The Catacombs of Paris. Beneath the glittering lights of Paris lies a hidden world. Miles of tunnels stretch in every direction, walls lined with endless human bones, skulls stacked like bricks, femurs forming endless patterns. It was supposed to be a solution to the city's overflowing cemeteries, but what was buried here never really rests. Official tours guide people through lit, safe paths, but many thrill seekers venture into the unmapped tunnels, where there are no lights, no signs, and no way out if you get lost. One explorer's recovered footage showed hours of wandering, his breathing growing panicked, his steps faster. Then came the sound of something chasing him. He dropped the camera, and all you see is his final desperate sprint into blackness. He never made it back. People who have been inside say the deeper you go, the more the air feels heavy, like something is watching you. Whispers ride the silence, impossible to place, until they're right behind your ear. The catacombs are not just a grave, they're a trap for the living. Story 2. Aokigahara Forest, Japan. At the base of Mount Fuji lies Aokigahara, a sea of trees so dense that sunlight barely pierces its canopy. Known as the Suicide Forest, it has a chilling reputation. Compasses spin wildly there, cell service vanishes, and even sound itself seems swallowed whole. Those who've dared to camp in the forest tell disturbing stories. Some say they've seen bright ribbons tied to trees, left by past visitors so they wouldn't get lost, only for those ribbons to twist into paths that led them in circles. One man claimed he heard someone calling his name deep in the woods, but when he followed the voice, he found only an abandoned tent, inside still warm blankets and food. No person, no footsteps, no explanation. The locals whisper that the souls of the departed remain, luring the living deeper into the woods. And if you listen closely at night, you can hear their laughter. Too faint to tell where it's coming from, but too close to ignore. Story 3. Poveglia Island, Italy. Off the coast of Venice is Poveglia, a place so cursed that even fishermen refuse to sail near it. In the 1700s, plague victims were dumped here by the thousands, their bodies burned in massive pits. Later, the island became home to a mental asylum where unspeakable experiments were carried out. Patients claimed they saw shadowy figures at their bedsides, whispering in languages no one understood. The asylum's head doctor was said to have performed grotesque surgeries, drilling into skulls, cutting into flesh, all in the name of curing madness. Eventually, he went mad himself and threw himself from the bell tower, or so the story goes. Some say he was pushed. Explorers who sneak onto the island today describe an oppressive silence, broken only by the distant tolling of a bell. Even though the bell was removed decades ago, some say they've heard disembodied screams in the night, the smell of burning flesh heavy in the air. One group filmed their exploration, their voices low and nervous. The last frames show them fleeing in panic, the sound of heavy footsteps pounding behind them. The boat they escaped on barely made it back, and none of them will speak of what they saw inside the asylum's crumbling halls. Story 4. The Stanley Hotel, Colorado, USA. The Stanley Hotel looks grand. with its white facade and sweeping mountain views, but its beauty hides something sinister. Built in 1909, it has become infamous for its hauntings, inspiring Stephen King's The Shining. Guests in room 217 report strange happenings, luggage unpacked by unseen hands, lights flickering, and sudden cold spots. One man awoke in the middle of the night to find a woman standing at the foot of his bed. She wore a maid's uniform from another era, her face pale and lifeless. When he tried to scream, he couldn't move, paralyzed, his breath frosting in the air. She leaned down, whispered something in his ear, and vanished. Other visitors have heard phantom piano music echoing through empty rooms. The staff quietly admits that nearly every floor has its own ghost. The Stanley is beautiful, yes, but if you stay the night, you may not sleep at all. Story: 5 Centralia, Pennsylvania, USA. Once a bustling town, Centralia now sits abandoned, its streets cracked open by the underground mine fire that has burned for over 60 years. The fire still rages unseen, filling the air with smoke and poisonous gas. Signs warn trespassers away, but that doesn't stop curious explorers from wandering into what feels like another world. The silence is suffocating. Paint peels from houses that stand like hollow shells. The church is gone, the school is gone, but sometimes, just sometimes, visitors swear they hear church bells tolling in the mist. Others say they've seen figures moving through the smoke, men in miners' gear, their faces burned and twisted, watching silently from the fog. One explorer filmed his walk through the ghost town. His footage showed streets splitting open, steam hissing from below. But near the end, his breathing grew rapid, the camera shaking. Something moved through the haze, tall and fast, chasing him. The video cuts abruptly. Neither he nor his body was ever found. Centralia is more than a dead town. It feels alive, hungry, and waiting. The warning: these places are not just stories. They are real, and they are waiting for the next person curious enough or foolish enough to enter. You can visit if you dare. But remember this: some doors once opened never close again.